What's good, YouTube? It's your boy cd.achille. Today we're gonna react to Raven didn't die when Darth Vader killed her.
Hey,
Reva surviving Anakin Order 66 Invader attack makes no sense. This Wednesday gonna be the last episode for Kenobi. Sadly, there's only 6 episodes. Right now, we'll give a 8 out of 10. We only get like 1 flashback. I give it a 7 or 7.5 out of 10. It was good, it was beautiful. Like, I was hoping for like a Clone Wars type of flashback, but let's see what Star Wars 3 had to say. Let's give it straight to the video.
So today let's talk about how Reva was basically stabbed by Anakin twice.
And if you hear water outside, it's raining, so I'm sorry about that.
Stabbed the youngling, survived, and then got stabbed again. And now she's still alive, and she's probably going to go find Luke now. So, how was this possible? You know, Qui-Gon's in the corner, probably just like, what's going on? Everyone's getting stabbed or like cut in half, and here I am, just like I got a little impalement and like a hit in the nose.
Me personally, I thought Darth Vader about to cut her head off, like what Anakin did to Count Dooku. The way he was holding it. But I thought she died, but she's still alive apparently. So I wonder what she gonna do, cause it looked like she know who's Owen now. She remember Owen, so I think she's gonna go to Tatooine.
And you know, dead now, and basically the whole fate of the galaxy has turned because of Qui-Gon's death. So I'll probably be making some funny animations regarding this eventually, but for today, let's discuss how it makes sense that Reva survived both times. Now, first of all, look, obviously everything is in the writing. You have a writer, they write something, and they're going to try to make sense of it, and that, you know, all I'm trying to do is make sense of how that could even fit in. Obviously, it makes absolute no sense that Reva, as a youngling, would survive getting stabbed in the stomach or chest or whatever by Anakin during Order 66. There's just no possible chance. Now, many might say, well, she didn't get stabbed the first time, she was just hiding under bodies. No, she got stabbed. If you go back and look at the scene, you can see how they integrated the Order 66 scene where Anakin looks at her, looks down at her, thrusts in, then it gets the shot of her, of Reva as a kid, as a youngling, and she is basically, you know, stabbed in, get the shot of Vader stabbing Reva, grown Reva. She makes the same exact face that little kid Reva made when she was stabbed, and they both have the same scene from the point of view where they fall and things get hazy, and Anakin is over them, and Vader is over her. So, in my opinion, the way that was shot and directed, it 100% feels like she was stabbed as a youngling too. I don't see Anakin.
And also, I've been hearing that the writer or the director who made Kenobi didn't watch Revenge of the Sith, which is very understandable that some of the scenes in Kenobi didn't make sense.
Not stabbing her? That doesn't make any sense. You know, she was front and center right there. So she obviously got stabbed, and then she just hit herself underneath her friends. Now, the second piece of proof I have that she got stabbed is that the Grand Inquisitor walks in and he says, and I quote, "Revenge does wonders for the will to live." So, 2 meanings, meaning his own will to live when she stabbed him in the stomach, and also her will to live when she was stabbed by Anakin as a youngling. So, essentially what I gather from this is that Reva used the dark side as a kid, and she used her need for revenge as a kid to avenge her friends who she was hiding under and everything she saw at the Jedi Temple. Now, obviously, is this realistic? Absolutely freaking not. It is just there for plot armor and plot point that she was basically subjected to Anakin's atrocities, and she was so scarred that she spent the rest of her days trying to infiltrate the Inquisitors so that she could move up in ranks and try to defeat Vader. Now, I think this is the most, like, it makes sense, but it's also, like, as it's just such a weak story point. Now, they're also...
It makes sense try to fight Vader, because, like, what he did during Order 66, but me personally, I think he's still the chosen one. But obviously, he's one of the most powerful Jedi and Sith. So
comes different questions, such as how did she bleed her crystal? Because we know now in Star Wars, whenever you have a lightsaber, you have to bleed your crystal red. There are no more synthetic crystals like there were in the expanded universe, Legends, before Disney took over. So my thoughts on that is that she harnessed all of her rage against Anakin, against Vader, to turn her crystal red. So that's the answer to that. I think this is obviously a character who is driven by hatred, driven by pain, and while she was a Jedi, it seems that Anakin's actions by slaughtering her friends and her, or attempting to, and failing, created a certain sort of anger in her, obviously, naturally, and that in turn took her to the dark side. But, you know, when you're in the dark side, you still have certain emotions, and you still have, you know, it's not like you're under Order 66 where you're like completely changed as a person and you just have to follow an order. You're just using a different aspect of the Force, but your motives and your values are still the same. So at this point, she hated Obi-Wan Kenobi for failing Anakin, who in turn slaughtered her and her friends. In terms of,
like, I have an opinion on that. Cause like during the Clone Wars, he was like arrogant a little bit, and the Attack of the Clone, he was arrogant, but during his Clone Wars, yes, he was arrogant, but like his arrogancy helped him win battles. So like, cause like it's like I understand why he wasn't ranked master, cause cause the flashbacks kind of gives another answer of why he didn't get the master rank of master, but
to Darth Vader. So she kind of like went up the food chain a little bit. She's like, well, Anakin did this to me, so I'm gonna go after, you know, his parents.
So it's like it's no point in getting mad at Kenobi, but I felt it.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, why shouldn't it go a step further than that? Like, I don't know, trying to find Qui-Gon's ghost or something? I mean, hey, whatever. Maybe we're going to find out in episode 6. But as for now, that is what essentially makes sense in my mind when it comes to Reva surviving. Now, again, I think it is so ridiculous. There is no way a little youngling would survive getting stabbed by Anakin's saber. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, having a hard enough time surviving as an adult as she is getting stabbed, where like the wound would be like, let's say, like that big. As a kid, that hole could be like, hey, but it's, you know, they needed to make a show and they wanted to have Reva be this character that needed revenge and whatever. Personally, I would have chosen her to just not have been stabbed at all by Anakin, and maybe just, you know, having hid really well or escaped somehow and watching like from beyond a pillar and seeing Anakin just march through the temple and like doing all of these atrocities and all these horrible things to the Jedi, and maybe one of the clones being like, Lord Vader, what about the West Wing or whatever, we need to head over there. And she would put 2 and 2 together that when Vader becomes who he becomes in the suit, then she's like, okay, well,
like I'd rather have one of the clones shoot her, but like he actually misses, but she played dead. I'd rather have that than Anakin stabbing her and she still survived, which makes no sense.
I gotta rise the ranks now, which also doesn't really make sense. It's like, what do you expect is gonna happen? You're gonna work all these years to build trust with the Inquisitors, to perform your own atrocities against the galaxy. Like that poor woman in the village, just like sliced off her hand. You know, the Jedi herself, she killed the random, what was his name, like Navi or something? I forgot his name. In on Tatooine, who was looking for Obi-Wan, who I still don't know how the heck he found him. Like, that does not make any sense at all, because nobody told anybody where Kenobi is. The only person who knows is Bail Organa and Yoda. There's literally no one else that would ever be able to find him. But hey, whatever. Maybe we'll figure it out. Maybe.
Like, other than him talking to Starkiller in the Starkiller game, I wonder what Yoda was doing during in Exile. Like, I didn't play the game. Did I? I don't think it was on that game. But when I was playing, when I was on YouTube, I was watching like the gameplay. Oh shit! The gameplay of the Starkiller. He met Yoda. I was like, oh shit, Yoda's still alive. I mean, like, he still look like they did age until like the Empire Strike Back. So
episode 6. There's just a lot of inconsistencies with the show with previous canon, and I understand they're rewriting the whole canon again. They just want to like do their own thing. I get that, but at the same time, you can't stop but just think, well, this is just kind of weird. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I remember, you know, when we were seeing the flashbacks of Order 66 from Grogu's perspective, the 501st were just like, they would shoot the Jedi and they would repeatedly just blast them on the ground when they were already lifeless for like minutes. And then also like on Felucio during Order 66 when they were firing upon Aayla Secura. Bro, there were like 50 clones there and they were just firing upon her and she was
that's not what's up?
Lifeless.
Nah, when I first seen that, bro, I was just like, yo, what did she do? I was young, I was crying cause like, you know, Order 66 happened, but I was like, yo, what did she do? Like, did she diss something to her? Because that one episode in Clone Wars when she saved what's his name? One of the commanders. I'm just like, bro, like what did she do to y'all? Like, was she not a fair general or now? Mundu, whatever his name is, I can understand. That nigga's a fucking demon.
It just kept going and going and going as it like pushed out, you know. So I mean, it's such a 1 in a billion chance that she survived that. How did she heal? You know, who healed her? I suppose we're gonna get some sort of a read of a backstory now, probably. But anyways, that's how I think she survived and made it through. Obviously, anger and revenge are ways that she was able to survive. Now, Qui-Gon, of course, I guess he was ready to just move on, even though he felt destined to train the boy. And he felt like he needed to teach Anakin the ways of the Force, as the will of the Force made sure that he brought him together. For whatever reason, I guess he couldn't hold on, and I think that's just a better story. You know, of course, we saw Anakin was trained by Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Qui-Gon wouldn't have made sense. So they, you know, George had to introduce Qui-Gon and then leave him out of the picture eventually. But I believe that we should keep things like that of, you know, Jedi dying when they're stabbed or whatever. I think that makes more sense, but I think Sith who are already in the dark side and know how to draw upon their anger and emotions, dying doesn't really make sense. Because with a Sith, the more you draw upon your dark side and your anger and your pain, the more powerful you become, which in turn sustains your life. So dying is kind of very difficult for a Sith unless you like cut their head off entirely, and it really depends on how angry they are. So for me,
just ask Anakin, Darth Vader.
Yeah, Vader. I get it. You know, the Inquisitor explained that it was her anger and her need for revenge that fueled her and kept her alive. But also, she's a youngling. Like, she doesn't really know much about the Force. She doesn't really know how to use the Force. Or like, she's a youngling. This is the most basic level of Jedi. You know, that this is like your little kid. So her being able to survive a big gut wound like that from the Chosen One is just really far-fetched and, in my opinion, just lazy writing. Like, just have her peeking from a wall, you know, being like flabbergasted or being like completely just hurt at what she's seeing. But anyways, that's that. That's how I would explain that. That's my theory behind it. Let me know what you guys think. How else would you have had Reva be in the show, if at all? Hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. And remember, the Force will be with you, always.
Yeah, I'd rather have one of the clones just shot her, but like he missed something like that, and then she just played dead. Or like like the clone shot her, but like she took it and didn't affect her, but she had to play dead. So I'd rather have that than Anakin literally stabbing her and she still survived. That's like General Kenobi stabbing Anakin in the heart itself, like him cutting him in half, and he still survived. But yeah, man, that's the end of this video. Hope you guys like it. I know this is like probably a weird video because I was looking at my phone and stuff. Sorry about that, but yeah, man, like, comment, subscribe for the channel. Sorry I haven't been uploading like since 2 days. I was busy, you know, trying to pay some bills, whatever. Yeah, man, CD out.